Yeah, so for those wondering if I'll deliver the giveaways to the moon, like I will aim up at the sky and throw it as hard as I can. If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sorry. We're Earth bias here. Well, not as land bias here, though, because we hop into a fourth game. One and all, welcome back to our grand final series. Wham, you are seeing that correctly. It is not a mistype. He is leading the series 3-1. Beastie is now up against the ropes. Could his unstoppable win streak stop here? Be interesting, actually. Wham, after a rough start at the beginning of the year, did not really look like his fully fleshed self. Same for Puppet Boy, I think it's fair to say, when it came to the first S-tier tournament. You know, just a little bit behind the meta that was being developed by people like Beastie, Vortex, Marine Lord. But now, looking on form, looking strong here. We hop into Holy Island for Chinese versus Order of the Dragon. Interesting, actually. If this was Juji versus OOTD, I think I'd like the Order of the Dragon a bit more, but the difference with China is the ability to get into a Barbican, which can provide you a strong point defense. I'll have to see if that does come into the picture. It's going to be a backward tree line, so actually a lot harder for OOTD to sneak in and men-at-arms and harass with. Opening-wise, we are going to be seeing them go onto the pond, as expected. I feel like we don't actually see China as much on this map anymore. They kind of fell off in popularity to Juji. Also because China just felt a little bit more malleable anywhere as a civ that could go and play pro scouts. And wait, are we... Wow, really? Okay, so I get why Wham is doing this. It seems like he just threw away 6 sheep. And he did. Okay, that is probably more lamb than I'm going to see in Hamburg next week, which is a challenge because German people love the doner kebabs. But the logic here is if he keeps walloping the villager, at a time where Beastie would want to build a second dock, he's going to have to walk this villager home. That's a lot of idle time. So it does hurt Wham's timing if he goes on to land later in the game, but it hurts Beastie's timing here. You know what Wham could have actually done that would have been sick, is if he walked this sheep away. That would have kind of griefed Beastie a bit. There you go. So walks him back. And this means if he wants double dock, he'll have to come out again with a fresh one. Meanwhile for Wham, he just gets to keep his villager out here. Second dock now going up. Very cool little intricate detail there. Like most people, I think they would have looked at that and been like, oh, Wham's a noob. He let 6 sheep die. Maybe he could have walked them away a little. But outside that, like, I understand the concept. It's funny because you can't easily do that and return to an OOTD villager. Beastie's apparently going to try now, but it's 15 extra HP, which means it takes you an extra 30 seconds to kill. But I will kill him. No, I'm going to stop. I don't want to sound like I've just sat on my testicles for that long. It would take him 130 seconds to kill. This is a perfect moment to remind people that that Attack on Titan song, by the way, actually sounds like they're saying having sex with the bees and the eagles. Yeah, let me just ruin someone's favorite anime. Scout is going to arrive in time, so Wham now with a contest. That's the other thing about sending the scout in this late, is like now Wham has scouted the entire map, more or less, right? He can just come back and block you. Imperial Academy now going to be coming in, so as expected, no need to rush a Barbican here. It's not like Order of the Dragon is capable of rushing you with any land units. They're way too expensive. Fishing count so far, we're talking about like, what, 8 to 6? That's because Beastie never went back out for a second dock. Is this going to be a bait and switch game? We've been seeing that more recently, actually, where you drag your opponent onto the water, you make them invest a bit too much, and then you convert to land. Beastie done that just the other day, actually. It's a great effect. Wait, whoa. How would you know how big my testes are? I didn't realize the OnlyFans had gone active yet. So Beastie, opening play into Archship. Makes sense, he's got the quick attack up. This is going to bait a reaction to Spring Ults. The logic here is if Beastie doesn't want to play water, this is really good. He spends 230 resources just to force Wham to then go ahead and spend at least bare minimum 340 resources, if not more. And although you'll eventually lose fishing, you've got value out of fishing in the meantime. It takes time for your fishing to be killed, and you can focus on something else. Looks like instead it actually is going to be an extra dock. That's that's one of the more interesting docks. Sometimes with the shorelines being very deep, you can do this. But wow, I'm once again just committing with the scout. So what we need here, guys, is gilded scouts, right? 2 damage scout? Oh, God. Think about Holy Island back before scout animations were fixed and back when they had 2 damage. Okay, I don't want to think about that. That would have been brutal. At least the archer ship is going to move in. Wham! Wow, I love that. He doesn't ever react. For good reason, right? He can see what his opponent was doing, so he doesn't have to, like, panic react into a springboard, which is very expensive. Has got it falling up afterwards. Fishing boat, love the repair. Doing this is much quicker than walking it all the way back. Oh, sailing it all the way back. Archer ship won't be able to get the kill on the other. That villager... If Wham micros this right, actually, that villager could be dead. Because you can basically walk beyond the villager and body block him and him. Even if he doesn't, actually, that's got to be dead. Maybe? It took a long time. A long, long time. But finally, the scouts, being toxic, are back. Wait, no. 1 HP! 1 HP! So why did Wham pull away? He was paranoid that the garrison was going to happen, but BC hadn't noticed yet. He could have got the kill. Oh my god. And Wham values the scout too highly because of what he's doing next. We do have 1 gilded men-at-arms on the way. Dude, I just feel teased. Now the Barbican we talked about, like this is my worry about this men-at-arms idea. And it's such a good spawn for Beastie. He protects gold, he protects woodline. And he can just short wall this side. Even if he doesn't, he's also got villages to protect him. So Wham. Bit of a whiff. He's at least applying some pressure, but that forward dock makes it very difficult. We even have a 3rd one now coming up in the back from Beastie. Smart because he's got a lot of safe fish back here. This is risky right now, especially with demo ships starting to enter the fray. 1 hit here, and all of a sudden you're losing half of these to the full up springwood shots. And you can already see the other problem. He's already exhausted the safe one. Oh, hold on. Was Beastie greedy about this? Yeah, it was it 1 or 2 villager? It was low. No. This is not ideal. He's got another villager coming in behind, so you can at least micro to kind of idle this out now. But the men-at-arms, if he gets a 3rd kill, this was totally worth it. He almost gets him. He's going to switch targets. Remember, this MAA has a quicker attack speed than normal men-at-arms at this stage. And he pulls the wrong villager! That missed micro by Beastie. He will at least pull the others away in time, so Barbican does go up, but the men-at-arms stays alive. And I don't know about mathematician, chat. That might be mathematician there. Jiganu are now coming out from Beastie, but Wham definitely got the value. And look at the follow-up. He went 2 men-at-arms, which is a bit overkill. But he already has horsemen queued up. Man, Wham is crazy this week. I mean, Beastie, he did say that he didn't want it to be too long because he had a raid to do. I think his words was gonna have to annihilate quickly, or something to that too. I wonder if he spent maybe a little bit too long watching the race to world first here, and Wham has taken full advantage. Some crafty ass strategies that Beastie didn't seem prepared for, at least not the way that Wham was able to execute so cleanly. Spearman reaction now from Beastie. Did see the horseman, it seems. Yeah, the scout around the backside, so you got a glimpse of the stables. Wham tried to hide the play at the back, but it's just very difficult with this type of spawn. Wham is getting ready for castle. It's becoming harder and harder to feel good about Beastie's position in this game. Scaling Jiganu against an opponent going castle age doesn't feel great. Not when you're so small in the count. He won't be able to dive his base. He's going to get heavily armored units. He already has heavily armored units. He needs to find a win at sea. See what he can do. Beastie starts to posture. Has to pull the archer ship far back. This demo is being held in reserve. Far in reserve, actually. Wham is pretending to be a fishing boat over there. Wrong time to roleplay, buddy. We need to spring into action. Good micro Wham. Pulls one back. Keeps it just out of range here. Remember, he has got the healing on his side. Demo. Now going to be pulls. Good shots there. He actually uses it to buy space, but unfortunately, Beastie on point with the micro. Does get the snipe just before it gets out of range. Wow, is this going to be... Yeah, arrow slits coming through. Things have reached his shores. He wants to be efficient on the defense because he doesn't want to invest into more boats than necessary here. Given what Beastie just done, it has given him a little bit of padding to follow into castle. We are seeing him heavily invest into the demo ship play. And it means that Wham is going to get the cleaner timing. Regnit's on the way up. Reminder that the argument that China catches up quickly because their build speed doesn't really hold true in this matchup, as the Order of the Dragon villagers also build quicker than standard villagers. I don't think Beastie's at a point where he can just break water. This could give away. 8 to 10 demo ships if he micros really well and Wham is not able to snipe correctly, which is very feasible if you're on point microing, say, 7 different demos. It could get the wipe. It could starve out the food. Remember, Order of the Dragon are very food heavy. Let's see if he can go big. Wham, he does get a glimpse of the demos going around the back. Just about pulled far enough forward that he saw it, and there we go. The galleys are in waiting here. Beastie is looking for a strike on the fishing boats. Won't be able to find it. Wham. Gotta be careful not to overextend. Fishing boats are going to come in clutch with the repair. Starts to give away a little bit, but demos now coming out from Wham to counterattack this. Archer ships looking for the blocker. Demos! Get the connect! Do find some of the fishing boats. Following up wave. Looks a little bit too staggered, though. Archer ships will protect this. So practically all demos removed. He's still got 3 on the north side. Wham! Fishing boat count is getting low. He's down to just 5 here. Plenty of boats to still hold with. Demo. Whoa, boy. Wham! Oh, my. It turns a 1 into a 2. Demo didn't find that final connect, though. He almost had him there. Beastie knows he's got him on the ropes. He's going to keep pushing. We've got 6 more demos on the way. Meantime, Wham, there's no attack on land. He kept his men-at-arms at home. It's all about the water in his eyes. Does snake bait the archer ship, so Beastie now playing aggressive without any anti-demo boats. Can Wham find the push? Has the dot count to enable it. Just doesn't seem to be queuing up a massive demos, which is a little bit surprising here. Imagine if demos, when they explode, do damage to friendlies as well. That could be intriguing. I'd kind of be up for exploring that. What's intriguing is that Wham isn't dead to this. What's even more intriguing is Beastie's not letting go of it. Instead of going castle, he adds in 11 more demo ships. Wham, I don't think he was ready for this tall order. Demo, nice detonation there. That was about as good as it was going to be, actually, and Beastie had to be forced to commit to kill it. We've now got 7 more demos. Ooh, from the shoreline. Could be big. Goes in for the connection. Gets it. Sinks free. Archers. Now enough for them to deny this. Additional demos are coming in. Beastie is waning on the water. He has pinned him against the coast. Needs to split up here. This is getting messy. The demo connect. 2 Springles remain. But Beastie is just as dragged down here. The difference, however, is in the economy. Wham, with just 4 fishing boats. Beastie still with the 12. Now, after it's all said and done, Imperial Palace on the way. But Wham is getting ready for a land assault. Second relic being grabbed. Men-at-arms now moving forward. Wham, maybe an opportunity to counterattack here. This game is unbelievably sweaty. The men-at-arms timing as well. He's marching them across. By the time they reach the base, veterancy will be in. Beastie, he has already got the archery range. Supervision is going to be critical here to get crossbow counter out. And remember, that Imperial Palace, it's all the difference. Clock Tower wouldn't have seen this. He gets so much info on the map that a slow-moving unit will not get in place in time. I think Wham knows it as well. He's kind of suspicious. He's moving actually across towards the dock location. Another relic gets picked up, so now 3 relics for Wham. 4th one soon to be grabbed. If he wins water, that's going to be 5. 6th doesn't seem very feasible here. The big problem now for Wham, he needs more fishing. I think what Wham could do here is instead of just remassing fishing, which... Okay, scrap remassing fishing entirely. He needs to win water first. He has got land economy to do so with for the time being. He's got 7 sheep. He's moved out to deer. He's got armored hulls coming in. Spiritual Cruise is going to go big. On the other side, Beastie doesn't have what? Oh my god, he has them already, dude. China. He's got armored hulls. He's got Spiritual Cruise. That's going to make this very difficult for Wham. A lot of gold could actually lean him into demo play. Mass demoing, we saw how well it worked for Beastie. It gets stronger in Castle, courtesy of this tech here. Explosive tech, which increases your damage by 40%. And Wham. Wow, he takes the breather and goes to the transport. Okay. Do we have... Yeah, we have got the prelates dropping them off in here. So that's going to be a attack speed buffer, which inflates very well with the Springle Cruise. So you can see 3.31 attack speed compared to 3.45. Doesn't sound like a lot, but in these fights where you're just trying to like A-click in, makes a big difference, especially when you add in a 2nd relic. And this is sick. 5 relic game for Wham. Remember, HRE, Order of the Dragon, is a little bit of a coin flip on whether you get the 6th relic, but when you do, you feel like you're on Cloud 9. Demos are going to look to interrupt. The problem here is you don't have enough damage to kill that transport ship. You need 5 demos. So Wham is going to pick up and run. Yeah, it's so difficult. You know you can't let him get this relic home. But investing too much attention on it is going to lose you the fight. Wait, the transport. Wait, whoa, 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 calm down. Landside Beastie, he has started to stockpile a lot of range units here. Important considering Wham does still have a scary amount of men-at-arms looming around. In fact, did he back them off? Yeah, entirely. Surprised he actually gave over the sacred sites like this. What happens to the relic when the transport goes down? I'd have to double check, but from what I remember, it goes to the closest coast, if I'm not mistaken. It was either one or two things. It goes to where it last was, or it goes to the closest land. I think it's the closest land, though. It's like, in a way, okay, so like kind of a sick play is like if you're in a big water pond and you're close to your side, you can delete a boat and then it should automatically spawn near you. Demo ball here. Hello! Whoa, that's overkill! He still gets through! Good peel off there in the last second. That was a bit overkill. Beastie lost a lot of demos on that south side. Barely anything in return. We do not have explosive tech on either side of this fight, by the way. Beastie's still with that boat edge, though. It's so difficult to fully shut someone off of water. Usually in Castle Age, it becomes more feasible due to the sprinkled attack speed and range. Even become a little bit better at dealing with those demos. Almost feels like Wham would benefit from sneaking another dock, say here, because then you have a backstab. Right now, everything's kind of coming from one side. Other sad thing is, like, garrisoning these relics inside docks is kind of redundant when you're playing mass demos. We do, however, have a land switch. Look at the Gilded Crossbowman count. Scary unit in this game for Beastie. Doesn't have the answer for it yet, but look at what he's doing. Beastie's getting ready for Imperial Age. Which is crazy when you consider Wham is the one with 5 relics. But it's the fishing difference here, right? It's 14 fish to 5. And a lot of the time, Wham has to use those fishing boats to repair his boats. I'm now coming in. Crossbow. No, A-click, please. Wham, he has to focus on the water right now. Worst possible time for this. Fishing boats. The demo. Oh my god! Gets in big. Counterplay, not as good. Gets denied on the front side by the archer ships. Good micro there by Beastie. Meanwhile, the land assault failing for Wham. He's starting to back off. The Concave now in motion. Beastie looking to finish him off on the sea. Yeah, sometimes people try to dive out of water at a time for a land transition. Doing so now would feel way too late in the game. It feels way too undeniable. Beastie is going to be able to secure water. Now, instead of investing in more boats, he can think about the food and just look for Imperial Wham. Meanwhile, food is becoming a big problem for him. No farm transitions here. He's got, what, 2 farms? The rest is just pocketed resources. So he needs to find that all-in point. Good news for him, heavily outnumbers Beastie on land. Beastie has an insane amount of population into water now. This number is a lie. Right now, he's sitting at what, like 36, and yeah, so 44 of his military is on water. There may be a way here for Wham. He has got the good unit as well. Gilded Crossbowmen are the goats. Let's see if Beastie's like a lamb to the slaughter. Let's start a step, gets a few kills. He's going to dive by. Needs to be queued up by Beastie. No supervision, though. It's going to be slow. Gilded Archer reaction is intriguing from Wham. Not really ideal here. You actually need something that can kill Siege. The interesting part is I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, did Wham glimpse the Siege Workshop? He was definitely on the verge of seeing it if he didn't. Did he pull the relics back? Okay, yeah, Wham did. Clever lad. Fortunately, Beastie's now going to inflate his food even further. Wow, I'm creeping up now with the outposts. I love the prelate switch. We got Inspired Warriors on the way. This is a big deal. Wham's got like too much gold coming in with Regnants. No good way of spending it quick enough. Like his food is holding him down. So this allows him to be more efficient and losing less because of healing, but also the Inspired Warriors buff very effective against OOTD because they have less entities that need to be renewed on the buff. This is big. Great Wall Gatehouse. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. Wham. No way. No way this timing. 2 Nesta Bees. It is a problem. Wham. He was going for outpost denials. Also going to start riding in. The men-at-arms have to dive this. Knob shots coming through. He's going to surround. He done it right as well. Look at it. He's building from multiple sides. The Great Wall Gatehouse is up. Beastie does it right. He uses the blueprint trick. Remember, if you tap the center of a blueprinted wall but don't do the outskirts, you can surround it for a quick attack. That was the difference there. Had Beastie done the buggy Great Wall Gatehouse where only 8 can build it, he would have lost probably 10, 15 villages to that dive. But he gets the timing. He gets the tech up. And Beastie says, I am not dead yet. Wham now has to resort to Whams. That's not... Whams? Rams. It's not going to feel good here. The Great Wall Gatehouse hits like a goddamn whale on steroids. 14 damage, 16 bursts. Remember, Nesta Bees got nerfed, but the Great Wall Gatehouse one did not. Additional docks now set up. I believe Beastie. Is it tradey boy time? It is. We've got 5 trade ships already. Oh boy. He has everything he needs on water now. Is this live or replay? All games are clearly predetermined. This is like Age of Empires 4's roadmap has been out for 5 years already. We recorded this in 2020. What kind of question is that? If you don't know the look of the game, you know it's gotta be new. Imperial Pass now coming in. Vision denial here. Ramo 1 on the move in. Beastie is gonna give over the landmark. Limits his vision quite a bit, actually. Watch what happens when this goes down. If it goes down? Nah, there's no way he defends it with the horseman now. Nesta Bees can try, but it's just not going to be quick enough. So, vision on minimap. Bonk. Wait, where did everything go? Who turned the lights out? If he taps it, it does get his vision back, right? That's the good news, at least, for Beastie. BC's food income is trash. It's because he's moving the boats across. And also, remember, Wham was tapping these deep waters initially, so like they were a little bit lower. Negatives of having 127 economy. Housing. I don't blame them, man. Like, where am I meant to store a trade ship? Like, there's no way this thing would fit in a normal house. Come on. Trade ship lives matter too. That's why I never build them. That's why most players never build them. We don't want to see them die. Too harsh. SCVs. No clock tower effect. The spearman is a problem here. Wham. He's still going after the housing, which is great if you can kill anything. In that fight, he killed 1 unit. I sense problems here. The SCVs are overextending, though. Hello. Beastie does realize just in time there. Wow, look at what's happening here. How has he done this, man? While keeping a military force this big, this scary, he's going to find his way into Imperial. This is big as well. With the Regnant's Gold, he's going to have the ability to go straight into elite techs. Has to be thinking Palace of Swabi here, right? There's still like, what, 30 villages he wants? You could make an argument for Elsbach if you don't think you're ever getting raided. Because I think as like Order the Dragon, with 5 relics, you're probably content about 90 villages. Beastie, ambitious march up here. SCV shots coming in. Yeah, not as impactful when you've only got 3 of them against OOTD. Horseman Oscar in this fight. The spearman count, though, is non-existent. Okay, this is going to be a white. Beastie, he's overextended. No way. Villagers with a backstab as well. We'll get the torches out. So Nestabee's brought down. And good spread. Wham, just about dodging the shots as they come through. Beastie, with only 1,300 food income, has just lost a lot of units. And the hand cannoneer switch. I think this may be a step too far. Beastie, does he actually have enough archery range production for this? Count is sitting only 6. Remember, they take a long time. He does have military academy, but 26 seconds per doesn't instill great deals of confidence here. Not to mention the fact that Gilded Archers have good range to trade out against you. Wow, I'm still not quite ready to go Imperial. He's marching in again. BC doing a good job of dodging death with his economy, though. He's moved it to the coast. Maybe? Do we maybe go for the 6 relic game? No, he's going to be a bit more tempered about this. He has, however, moved in right next to the base to take deer. Even though he's got farms coming at home. This is so greedy from Wham. Surely he doesn't get away with that. Isn't saturated water trade better than 5 relics? Let me translate what I'm trying to say there. Trade ships cost 2 population each. Regnant's relics cost 0 population each. Do you see the conundrum? Do you see why it's so important for Order the Dragon here? A civ that uses more population per military unit. Wall's coming up, Wham. I don't think that works. No, not with the bombards here. I thought he just tried to run away. There we go. Deletion on the wall. Wham. That's a lot of villages to lose for a guy going Elsbach. Does get the rest away just in time, but surprised a little bit by the Elsbach. We talked about how he maybe only wants like 90 villages. My only concern is like with the way he's been playing the map, he's been taking risks with villages. Check this. Beastie may be at risk of his own villages. Horseman right into the back here. He will find the tree line, and this is not the type of horseman you want to get shivs out against. No. In fact, to make matters worse, even with Techstars, they still hit so damn hard. 18 damage per. And Beastie seems a little bit distracted. We'll finally pull away. Gets the shivs out now. It's going to lead to eco losses. Maybe not enough for him to care. It's down to what? 75 economy versus 72 for Wham on land. Bombards are going to clear the way. The relic needs to be pulled back. I hope he's not going to leave it. Wham. I think in the panic, he just didn't click it. No, so backs up a bit. He really wants it here. It needs to be in the Elsbach. Interesting how hesitant Wham is, but it's because he's waiting for the elite tech on archers. I kind of like this, though. Like, playing elite archers, you're going to get a lot of wood to work with still on this map. And it allows you to put the gold towards all those upgrades that are so key now. Wham. He's like, oh no, the irony. Housing may become a problem for me. Has to build more behind this. Elite archer upgrade is now in. Relic has been picked. Bombards, a little bit problematic. Not too much entirely, though. They're not capable of the one hit onto these archers. Just about tanky enough to survive a hit to the face from a cannonball. Don't ever tell me that Order of the Dragon archers don't take roids. There's no other reason you'd be able to be shot in the face by a cannonball and live. You know, there's like things that happen that when they don't die, you don't trust. Someone getting hit in the face by a cannonball and living is something I never trust. So this Elsbach is a little bit awkward now. It's denied gold, but Beastie has got the bombards and he has now got access to the east side. The goal for Wham with this wall was to deny 8k golds and try to starve Beastie out a bit. Then again, like, he has to know Beastie's trading. It's 20 trade chips. He didn't really need the veins. Elsbach. Now in a bind. Feels like it was maybe a bit too ambitious on the placement. Usually, this type of Elsbach makes sense when you place it closer to the coast so you can get back on water. This is way too far away to resecure water. So I'm a little bit perplexed what Wham's thought process was with it exactly. Especially considering that his production was over here. He essentially protected nothing. The only thing he stopped here was a Sacred Site win for Beastie. Problem response at least coming. Has got the damage buff. Mathematically shouldn't be enough to make a difference here with the bombards, right? Did you hit for 46? 252 HP. I believe it's, yeah, it doesn't change the amount of shots to kill. Keeping Beastie from gold. Beastie doesn't need gold. He's got trade. Look at this. It's 1,600 reliable gold income forever with the trade boats. He's up to 25. He doesn't give a crap about the veins. If he taps it, it's only because he doesn't want Wham to have it. Wham will need it. He's switching into hand cannoneers. Okay, what scares me is if Beastie gets Yuan. Because if he gets Yuan, you can't reach him, ever. This is where Gilded Hand Cannoneers can feel a little bit odd. You need a lot of horsemen. Good start. More on the way. Beastie actually standing his ground. Wait, what? Oh my god, he didn't think he could run away here. I mean, he doesn't have Yuan, so he's correcting it. Gap close effective. Wham, now able to reach the bombards as well. Just a handful of horsemen is going to be good enough here. He hits for 40 damage per strike. Colburn's also looking to seat on the keep. 15 villagers trying to come in clutch for the repair, but this is difficult right now due to the attack speed. And the dive is starting to reach them. Wham's line is fitting a little bit. The bombards are equaling it out. But the castle's now dropped. More horsemen on the way. Remember, Wham has got infinite food to work with now. He can keep this up. More forward infrastructure here. Beastie now with the mass switch into Spearman. Spearman hand cannoneers should be good enough in theory, but Gilded Archers is a curious detail for contest. Great attack speed, same attack range as hand cannoneers, and a counter to the spears. Curious to see if what he's cooking up is going to work. Is there a world in which he tries to switch mangoes down the line? I can kind of see the picture of it. He's got all the gold coming in gradually over time, which he's saving up because he's going into full food wood comp. That would allow you to go adjustable crossbars into mass mangoes. The only tricky part about that is if Beastie gets to Yuan Dynasty, you won't be able to hit him. Why isn't he going Ming? Because we talked about this. We wrote the script 5 years ago, and we said that Beastie cannot go Ming or Yuan Dynasty until at least 42 minutes in the game. Okay? Guys, you got sent the advanced copy of the script, you know. I'm going to have to put a capper in front of that. Some people genuinely do think esports is pre-scripted. It's not. It would make it much easier to make the days interesting. I think for BC, it was just kind of like an oversight at a stage where he had bloat, and then he had to remax after losing the army. Incendiary's now on the way. Yeah, why I'm not having it for this long is definitely painful. BC is starting to encroach upon his base a little. Tree liners are still at least very good here, so it's not like Wham is going to be handcuffed on production anytime soon when it comes to resource. Quality might be a different matter. The Gilded Archers, like I said, is kind of cool into hand cannoneers, but ultimately it is still hand cannoneers are king. If you can get up to 40 of them and keep pumping them, undeniably the kings. You have a little horseman raid here into the farms. Keep drop now coming, Beastie. Starting to march forward. And the spearmen are maybe a little bit overcommitted, actually. Yeah, the hand cannons, they're attacking buildings. Culverins are going to start getting sniped out. The villagers now with a dive, but the Gilded Archers to counter that play. Coves do pull away, but not before most of them die here. Bombards are still alive, but Wham, not going to start target firing them down. With the quick attack speed of Gilded Archers, they're semi-decent at getting kills. And you can see Wham really wants this dive, but he doesn't have the food in reserve to lose 10 horsemen now. Has to play this safe. And what's scary about this is what Beastie's now maxing out on. We talked about that 30-40 hand cannoneer count. We're getting there. Beastie's throwing away trash to come out with good. Horsemen are now going to reach the backline target. Gilded Archers trying to deal with them fast enough. But Wham just seems to lack the front line to hold on here. Outcome just starting to feel undeniable. I mean, 27 trade ships. That's enough to keep on pumping 20-odd hand cannoneers a minute. And although there was a little raid over here, the horsemen are coming in again. They need to do more. The problem is the Great Wall Gatehouse. The problem for Wham is actually going to be the amount of buildings to remass with. He only has 3 archer ranges, 5 stables left. That's not enough. Horsemen are at least doing a bit of tickle damage, but it kind of feels moot in the grand scheme of things. Beastie's setup is a little bit odd here, right? He was forced to build these because he got pressured early. Ideally, you want the farms here so that it's protected. Yeah, fair point actually from Mahodo. I think Wham, because he tried to go hand cannoneers, missing out on 2 damage on a unit that attacks every 1 second is kind of nuts. Even more so considering he got incendiary arrows. So he prioritized the attack percentile increase, but he didn't get the flat rate. And to make matters even worse, he also didn't get silk bowstrings, which would have put him out of range of the hand cannoneers entirely. Yeah, we kind of took issues in the previous games with Wham's upgrades, right? We mentioned later on the Mali French one, it looked like it was hurting a bit in fights, and later on the game here, it seems to be stinging him as well. Beastie, he's going for the landmarks. There's 2 now down. It's going to be a temp reset, but it's undeniable now. GG gets called. We are going to see more. It's not over yet. Beastie is able to get that 2nd point on the board. The crazy scary detail is it Wham OP or Order of Dragon OP? The fact they held on this long and at moments looked like they might be able to get a win. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's move on to the next one.